Hey everyone, it's Tara. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with like an introduction to a new series I'm going to be doing here on my channel. And it's something that I've thought about doing for a while, and it's something that I've even thought about doing like before I ever had a booktube. And I don't know why, but I kind of just recently decided like, hey, no time like the present, let's just do it. I've always thought it would be cool to like read through the books in a library. And like obviously the basics of that, like just that sentence, it's like that's like nearly impossible. So I was thinking like, how could I do this in some way? So I decided that over the next however long this takes me, because I'm not putting any like time, I don't have a set like time frame that I want to complete this in. But over the next however long, I want to try and read a book from every section of every shelf in the fiction section of my library, which is ridiculous. I will insert a like short clip just showing you one like shelf of my library. So you can see, so there are 10 shelves like front and back, plus another like front side of a shelf in the fiction section. And that's fiction, it doesn't include mysteries. Sci-fi and fantasy are mixed in, but it's just, general fiction. It doesn't include romance either. But there's 10 like shelves front and back. Each shelf, like case, if you will, has I think 7 different like individual shelves, and each so there's 7 like shelves, and then there's like, I want to say it was like 6 or 7 different like sections where like the brackets are. So it's a lot to undertake, but I'm going to try it. I don't know how this is going to go. I need to take care of little man. Hold, please. Okay, sorry. So I grabbed the first 7 books that I'm going to read, and I think what I'm going to do is like read them, and then like each group of books I'll like do a little like wrap up, if you will. I will also include them in like my individual like monthly wrap ups. But yeah, spoiler alert, I have read one in completion, and I am almost done with another one, and so far so good. So these are no longer in like their alphabetical order, but we have, oh, before I say that, I want to say like the kind of like guidelines that I've set for myself. When possible, I don't want to start like new books in series, just because I have so many series going on right now that I don't really want to get like invested in another one. With that being said, I'm also not looking on Goodreads like about these books until I like mark it as like currently reading, because I kind of want to go back in the day when I just browsed the library and picked up stuff that like interested me without like any like outside knowledge as to what's going on. So I'm not looking at Goodreads for anything about it, which is why I might not be able to avoid picking up first books in series. Like one of them is technically the first book in a series, but it's more like a romancy type book. So I like looking at the description of the second book, it like follows completely different characters, just kind of like from that universe type thing. So yeah, I was going to say like I'm going to try not to read books that are already on my radar, but I think that's going to be like hard to accomplish throughout the entire fiction section of my library. Like there just might not be another book on that particular shelf in that particular section that like interests me. But where possible, I'm trying to pick up books that I don't know anything about. I'm just going off of what the book says. So first up, we have Bird Summons by Layla Abulela. And this follows it says, a lively portrait of three women who embark on a journey of self-discovery while grappling with the conflicting demands of family, duty, and faith. And these women are members of a local Muslim women's group. So that should be interesting. Then She Wouldn't Change a Thing by Sarah Adlaka. This is marked as science fiction, but I think it's just because it has like a time travel element. It says, when 39-year-old Maria Forsman wakes up in her 17-year-old body, she doesn't know how she got there, but she wants to go back. So there's that. Then Romantically Challenged by Marina Adair. This is the one that I have already read. I won't give you my thoughts on it, but this follows a woman, Annie. She is adopted. She's Asian, adopted into a white family. She's like just going through like a breakup. She decides to relocate and ends up like taking a temporary job, gets a like long-term like Airbnb, and the owner of the Airbnb comes home. And yeah, so this is like romance, but not like full on like smut type romance. But yeah. Then we have The Godmother by Carrie Adams. This follows a woman who like it says, back from a 5-week escape from her obsessive former boss, Tessa King returns to London rested and ready to reclaim her life. She has endless possibilities and a full social calendar with wonderful friends and godchildren who adore her. But then she starts like wondering like what the next step is. Then we have Cecilia Ahern's The Time of My Life. This is about like this woman keeps getting this appointment card, and it just says, you have an appointment for Monday, May 30th, 2011, yours sincerely, Life. And she doesn't know like what this is about. And then Life shows up at her door. Then I have a historical fiction, The General's Women by Susan Wittig Albert. And this follows, tells the story of two women, Kay Summersby and Mamie Eisenhower, in love with the same man, General Dwight Eisenhower. So that'll be interesting. And then last but certainly not least, this is the book that I'm currently reading, which is Sisters in Arms by Kaya Alderson. This is another historical fiction following the first Black women who served in the Army during World War II. So we'll see how this goes. I try to get like a somewhat of a mix. I have like the romance, I have like some like women's fiction and some historical fiction. So we'll just kind of see how this goes, and I'll update you guys when I've finished these first 7 books and let you know how it's going so far. Let me know if you've read any of these books. Don't tell me too much. Just let me know if you've read them or heard of them. Also let me know, like, is this like a ridiculous challenge that I'm giving myself? Have you ever had this random desire? I don't know. I have no idea how this is going to go, but we're going to give it a try. John thinks I'm crazy, but whatever. Like I said, no time frame, like nothing. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy reading.